Okay folks, in this lecture I'm going to show you the if-else feature in Microsoft Excel. Now basically you can use this as an alternative to multiple if statements. So basically this was introduced in Excel 2016 and it offers a more cleaner way to write formulas that would typically require nested if statements. Now I've got a worked example, so let's get started. Okay, so we've got a couple of marks here and a grading system. So 0 to 25 is poor, 26 to 40 is good, 41 to 65 is excellent. Now what I'm going to do is write a nested if statement and then write a if-else statement. Now folks, there are a couple of ways people pronounce this. I'm just going to call it if-else for the rest of this lecture. Now, I've got two NAs here, but this is basically just the formula text formula, so that when I type both of my statements, we can compare the two. Now, I've got the pros and cons here, but before we go on to that, I will show you how both statements look like. Okay, so in order to get our grading, we need to basically use the AND operator as well, and basically say something along the lines of, if the grade is between 0 and 25, then it's poor. Else, if it's between 26 to 40, it's good. Else, if it's between 41 to 65, it's excellent. And if we don't get any of that, then we just write no grade applicable. Or you could leave that bit out. It's up to you. Okay, so let's write our if statement. So if, open bracket, then AND. Then I'm just going to click here and basically you just feed in the parameters. So greater than equal to 0, or if D13 is less than or equal to 25. Then close the bracket. And then if that's true, then we write poor. Otherwise, we do another if then else statement where we then say if D13 is greater than or equal to 26, or if it's less than or equal to 40, then it's good. Otherwise, if that fails as well, then it's another if then else statement, which basically we write D13 again is greater than or equal to 41, or less than or equal to 65. And then if it is, it's an excellent. Else, you can put something else here to say no grade. It's up to you. We're just going to put it in just for completeness sake. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to drag this down just to show you that it works. So 45 is within this threshold here, so we've got excellent. 23 is within this threshold here, so we've got poor, so is 24. And 34, for example, is between 26 to 40, so we got good. Okay, so that's how we write all this out in a nested if statement. Now, let's use the if-else functionality and see what we get. Okay, now what I'm going to do, folks, is basically type here so that we get the formula text here showing. And then I'll just drag it up and down. Okay. Now, with the if-else statement, you basically type if-else and you put your logical test first, followed by a comma if that logical test is true, and then you repeat for the second test and third test accordingly. Each time putting your test first, then a comma and an action if that test is true. So in essence, you're skipping the extra writing of the if then else bit under the false part. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to type in our logical test. D16 is greater than or equal to 0. D16 is less than or equal to 25. So our first logical test is in. Now, if that's true, then we write poor. Otherwise, if I press comma, we'll go on to the second logical test. Now, this is basically the equivalent to the else part in our statement, or the false part, except we're not going to put an if then else statement. We're just going to carry on typing. Okay. So D16, because now we're on the second test part, it's greater than equal to 26, or D16 is less than or equal to 40. Now, if this part is true, then we basically write good. Otherwise, if we press comma, we go on to our third test, which is basically if it's between 41 and 65. Right, and then we write excellent. Okay. Right, now I'm just going to drag this up and then drag it down. Now, our results are matching, which means we've coded it correctly. Right, now let's take a look at the differences and see how we fare. Okay, so basically if we're to read this, and in terms of it being slightly more cleaner, we've got our test bit here, then followed by our true outcome if this first test is true. Then if it's not, the second test gets executed and tested, and if it's true we get good. Then if that doesn't come back as a true, the next test gets executed, and so forth. So basically the if-else statement enables you to do a lot of logical tests and test for their true outcome, and if it's not true, it will just go to the next test. Now, in comparison to the if-then-else statement, the false part of our if-then-else statement, so if our test here, for example, isn't true, is basically another if-then-else statement, i.e. it's nested. So what if-else does is basically eliminate the need to type in that extra bit of the if-then-else. So it results in it being slightly more shorter to write. In terms of being more cleaner, well, we have less syntax typed in, so technically it is a bit more clearer to read. Okay folks, now you might have noticed that I did not put in the no grade option into the if-else statement bit here. Now why is this? Well, one thing with if-else is that it only enables you to put your tests in and give you space to write what happens if your test is true. So if this first test isn't true, it goes on to the next test and checks if that's true, and so forth. But if you get no trues for any of your tests, you get an NA returned. Now, obviously an NA isn't a graceful error message, so how can you overcome this? Well, you could modify this statement to include the OR operator and basically say if your result is less than 0, or if it's greater than 65, then mark it as no grade. So let's do that and modify it here. Okay, so I'm going to press comma again and type in our modified extension. So if D16 is less than 0, or if D16 is greater than 65, then mark it as no grade. That way, we're still fulfilling the condition of making a logical test and seeing if the outcome is true. So you see, we're making a subtle change to how we'd normally do that on an if-then-else statement, where it's a bit more clearer because the last outcome of your if-then-else statement would always be the false part. However, because if-else doesn't allow us to really write that, we have to find an alternative way to get around it. And in this case, we have. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just test this to see how it'll work. So if I write -5, there, we get no grade. Now folks, this one changed too, and that's because the false part of our statement, or the very last if then else, basically is no grade. So that's fine, so we're going to ignore that and just focus on this. Right. So this bit works. Now let's type in 66 and see what we get. We get no grade again. So that works. Okay, so I'm just going to undo those last two changes and then just drag this up and then drag it back down just to update the rest of the entries. Okay, so now let's take a look at our if-else statement. So it's still pretty much clear in terms of how to read it. However, it is slightly longer. So which is the best one to use, if then else statements or if-else statements? Well, if-else statements are slightly shorter to write if you're not writing for a parameter where an outcome wouldn't match. So in this case, if we just wrote for these three tests, we're okay. But where we had to write for a test where it's out of the boundaries in order to include that option of no grade, it actually ends up being slightly longer. Now, it might be cleaner, but sometimes you might not want to write a longer formula than more than you have to. Now, in terms of cons, well, if-else statements aren't backwards compatible with earlier versions of Excel before 2016. So there's an issue there as well. Now, which one you want to use depends on the version of Excel you're going to be using and your comfort level. Both of them will get you the same outcome, as we've seen between these results and these results. However, which one you want to use is down to you. Okay, so that concludes this lecture. We have covered if-else statements. We have also noted how in some cases where it might be more cleaner to actually read out, it might not be more shorter. We've also highlighted a major caveat that it's not compatible with earlier versions of Excel prior to 2016. Now, whichever one you use, just make sure that you write out the logic first, because it can help you, especially if you're a beginner coming into this. Now, if there are any questions or queries, please do feel free to reach out, and I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.